Hey guys, just driving up from the hotel that I stayed at last night, but we got an offer pending survey, so let's go and get her surveyed. Here we are. All right, had a little talk with the broker right here. Have my pack of stuff, have my endoscope, even though I seem to have lost the SD card. Yeah, the surveyor is here, the owner is here. I think his name is Cliff. The boat, let's see if I can see it. Okay, there is a powerboat on the corner there, and then there's a sailboat there, and that's where it is. So let's go. Yeah. All right, turn these guys on. Okay.
Okay. Is that everything that I'm supposed to have on? In a while. Yes, it's everything I need. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the AC totally, and we're going to unplug that.
Okay.
And these can come outside. Yeah. All right.
Oh, I see. Kind of an auxiliary thing.
Yep. And this guy. That's ready. Next thing. This guy. Yep. Okay. This is somebody on the shore yard. There's a bit of that. 3-4 minutes. Yeah. So you got to burn out of the lines.
And where does it piss out the water? Oh, okay, right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Define the satellite.
Yeah.
Bring you agree. Enter. All right, and now we're on trip slot. In fact, I've got some cards down there with waypoints all the way up to Anchorage and back.
Cool.
So yeah.
That was your big trip, right?
Well, I never took this out over the bar. People before me did it 20 times.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, every year they went to Alaska. I mean to the San Juans, and twice they went to Alaska.
Yeah.
I've never had it off the river.
Got it.
Just freshwater for 6 years.
It's a beautiful area.
Isn't it amazing?
It's just absolutely beautiful.
I lived in the marina we just left. I lived there for 8 years. Really enjoyed it.
It's a small rainwater leak.
Yeah.
I'll show you. There's a stud that's at the end of the sliding hatch, and it's actually leaking water through into the
Got it. The two questions that I've had so far is like there's some bilge water, and then behind the big hatch right there, I just felt like the deck was a little bit soft, but I don't really know
well,
how.
we're going to check that. I checked the weather this morning.
Yeah.
It's supposed to get sunny.
Yeah.
And I can take moisture readings with the decks like this, or even in the rain.
Yeah.
But it's easier for me if they're dry.
Yeah.
2 of the doors don't open and close properly.
So the door to the forward cabin?
And the door to the aft cabin on the port side.
Got it. Okay. And how likely do you think that could be like wood expansion or whatever versus...
Usually that's wood expansion.
Okay.
It's very rare. It's something to do with the structure of the vessel.
Yeah.
If anything, I hate to say it, it's probably original craftsmanship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, it's a hunter. It's a production boat. I mean, they're good boats, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's just they are produced on an assembly line.
Yeah.
And they're not always 100%.
Right. Right.
Until 8 to 10 hours every day.
Right.
And I can't go anywhere. So she's been.
Is the other broke off? And then the cover? Oh yeah. Right here.
Oh yeah.
Right here.
You can see it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But those are the only two, luckily.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, there's
that's
some
okay.
small ones right here. This is small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, overall, he's great.
Yeah.
For a 3-year-old. Sure.
Okay, so these are bronze through hulls.
They are not connected to the bonding system.
Oh, right, yeah.
And they should either be connected to the bonding system, which you do have because you had a dynaplate back there,
Right.
or as they fail due to corrosion, you can renew them with Marlon, just developed
Right.
by the New Zealand racing team for the America's Cup race
Got
years
it.
ago.
Got it.
It's the only synthetic we're allowed to use below the water.
You said what were these plates back here?
These are dynaplates.
Yeah, so what is that the same as like a what is this called, an anode or whatever?
No, it's a different system.
So what
I'll
it
see if I can find a write-up on it and then send it over to you.
and then what's your take on the bend of the prop? Do you think this is
I
normal or do you think it's
It's not. I think it's got too much play right here.
Oh yeah.
And then you should send it out and they should check the specs on the blade, because if it was run through sand, every blade would be bent equally.
Yeah. Right.
And that's what it looks like.
Normally we'll have water off the exhaust that'll come into here with a barb
Oh, I see.
and feed it water,
Yeah.
but this one is not, so what we're going to do is we're just going to pull back on that.
Oh, interesting.
Let that, see how those air in there?
Yeah.
Let that out, make sure it's not dripping.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do, is get that air pocket out of there.
So you don't even rock.
Yeah. This is perfect sailing for somebody who gets seasick.
Put the bilge high water alarm up from the original bilge pump and make it so it's actually running a second pump but setting off an alarm at the same time.
Yeah.
So you're still pumping out your boat, but you know that the emergency pump's on.
Got it. I read that the stainless steel keel bolts, they're not supposed to be covered in water. So what's your take on that?
It's great to keep water out of the bilge at all costs. It's a much bigger issue in saltwater.
Yeah. Is there any way that we can somehow try to inspect that or
You can see one of them. I was looking at them earlier with a flashlight.
I saw. So no structural problems with the keel anyways?
No. Dad, you need some carbon monoxide detectors too.
Got it. All right, is that pretty much
That is it.
summary?
That's the summary.
So knowing that I'm gonna, if I move forward, try to sail it down to San Francisco, what would be your non-negotiable fixes?
I don't like the cracked hoses. No, I don't see any big three alarmers, just a bunch of stuff that doesn't really meet ABYC or Coast Guard.
This might be even more of a broker question, but of course I don't have a buyer's broker. But what would you think would be reasonable to ask for? Because he's not going to fix everything or even pay to fix everything.
Yeah, I know. That's hard to say. You could take all of my stuff and send it over to the yard and they'll put a number on it. But it'll really get down to how much he's willing to come down and how much you're willing to pay the cost out of your own pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like no matter what I find, everybody selling a boat has a number in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. That just seems to be the way things go.
Yeah. I noticed that.
Yeah.
People want to make back all the money that disappeared into their boat.
Yeah, but that's never possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll figure out what they've been selling for too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see them listed from high 60s all the way up to 90 something.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And how much is this one?
We settled at 82.
82?
Yeah.
Okay, that seems good for one of these. I think the last one I did sold for 100, but that's been a few years.
Okay, let's summarize the situation. We're at $82,000. Everything looks good with the exception of some cracked hoses. There's a few just random minor things like you always find on a survey. And the heater didn't work. But the bones of the boat are really good. However, like I mentioned, the boat is in frickin' Oregon. It's an 11-hour drive and it's 6 days nonstop sail. Remember, I'm working 7 days a week. In fact, the day of this survey, one of my managers called me and let me know that an employee had walked off the job, leaving a vehicle full of packages in downtown financial district in San Francisco. And of course the vehicle was advertised that it was full of packages. So, it's definitely a challenge keeping the business running well in this type of situation, traveling so far. So I'm gonna spoil what you probably already know. After I drove back down to California, we settled on terms and I bought this boat. One thing I've learned after being with Amber is that sometimes you just gotta go with your gut, and I don't think I could have let this one go. So we settled on 80 grand, and in retrospect, I could have probably gotten it a bit lower, but hey, I was really excited. I'm still really excited, and it's within my budget, and also the owner was able to finance part of it. And I just wanted to get going because life isn't always about waiting. So we got it. Also, quick update on like the channel and the footage. Keep in mind that unlike some great YouTube channels out there, I wasn't planning on making a YouTube channel when I was doing all this filming. So I'm really trying to get us caught up to the present day because there's some super exciting stuff happening with the boat right now as I prep for the summer, and a lot of projects and some voyages coming up. So now let's get back up there and go get this boat.